Why am I here? I'm here to plead with you. I never imagined that that when Jack was 12 and I shot him on that video, I could never have imagined that I would be at the high school where he graduated from, speaking to all of you and pleading with you not to reach out for any kind of drugs, but particularly from someone that isn't your pharmacist and doctor.
For the first time in Ohio, a group called Fentanyl Fathers gave a riveting 1-hour presentation to the more than 600 students there on the dangers of fentanyl. In it, potentially life-saving information every high school student and parent should know.
Parents of many of those lost call it murder.
Why do you call it murder?
Because he did not know he was taking it. He did not know what was in it. Most of the people that have gotten poisoned by this fentanyl, they don't know. They have no idea.
Kim lost her son Trevor 8 years ago. He was a Perkins graduate, played baseball there, had moved to Cleveland when the street drug he took ended his life. The founder of Fentanyl Fathers, Greg Swan. He lost his son Drew the same way.
And we discovered that most kids in high school have no idea that they're ordering this stuff up in the form of a prescribed pill that looks like a prescribed pill, but it comes in fake. And it's by brand names that they trust. Percocet, Adderall, Xanax. None of that is true.
The thing is, though, is they press these pills and they make them look. What's the difference? How would you know the difference? They make them look exactly like it. That's why I call them the counterfeit killer.
The purpose of today's presentation, education. The students were riveted by the presentation, which included a 20-minute movie.
Unresponsive at this time. ETA about 2 minutes.
Called Dead on Arrival.
This is the approximate number of prescription pills one would have to ingest to kill them. This is the amount of heroin the average person would have to ingest to kill them. Fentanyl. You're gonna have to bring that camera up here real close to see it. This much fentanyl would kill you and I if we split it.
I thought it was really moving. Me personally, I've dealt with, family members who went through, struggle with addiction and overdose. So I thought it was just really moving and just, a very good lesson just for our generation to help out a lot of kids.
There are a ton of different drugs that are out there, and all the different stuff that they mix into them is just insane to me. I didn't realize how prevalent this is, and even in our community.
I find this image to be the most telling. That's the amount of fentanyl. Look at that. It's like the size of a pin. 2 milligrams is enough to kill you. There are 2,000 milligrams in like a packet of sugar. That should give you a pretty good visual of how little it does take.
I think what really got to me was seeing like how much of it like on a pencil tip could just kill you that easily, and all the little jars of like all the different ones, and like seeing just you never know, like you wouldn't even be able to see it and it would just kill you.
It's such a big thing around Erie County. I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was such a big thing. Even in Ohio, to know that our state is 5th on the list of all these drug overdoses, it's scary.
I wish somebody had sat me down and had this talk with me about what fentanyl does to people. I didn't get that chance. You do.
I can't get my son back. That's all he wanted. And I get it. I totally get it. I found this little clip that I shot of him when he was 12, and this really does encompass the spirit of Jack McCarthy.
No risk, no happiness, and no love. Hashtag YOLO.
Hashtag YOLO. And that's a fact. He was an amazing, amazing person, just like I'm sure all of you are, but he made a mistake. And he paid with his life. And so, here are Greg and I to plead with you not to. I call this the ghosts that took my son. They're definitely responsible, and they look the other way. The easiest and quickest way is just to snap away, right? Death is a snap away. I don't want any of you to make the same mistakes. What do you do if you happen to have anxiety and you take meds? You don't get on Snapchat and get them from somebody you don't know. You don't reach out to find more. You talk to somebody. I know it's hard, but believe me, it's not nearly as hard as the alternative. So when you're on social media and you're not feeling right, what do? You don't do that. You're taking a risk that is the ultimate price. It's your life. If you are thinking about it and you're tempted, that every pill will kill you. Sorry, I get a little angry talking about it.
When you get the message that your son died, my son Jack is here. He called me up and just said, Drew's dead in the middle of the night. It is a mind blower. It does change your life, and it creates zombies in the parents who are so sad, and the brother, and it's taken us a long, long time to come back. But because you guys are here, this is actually our medicine. Being able to give our message out to you so that we can think that in our kid's name, it won't happen. I'm going to mention something about Drew real quick, and then we'll go back to that slide. But my son Drew Swan he was a rock star. He was super, super intelligent. We would try to not say dumb things around him because he would bust us and never let us forget it. He had his own business running. He had a group of friends that he was doing well with. He was living on his own in Florida. And he had a problem with an injury, a sports injury. He was a phenomenal athlete. He was state champion as a freshman in swimming, and he was MVP on his tennis team as a freshman. So this guy had nothing but potential. But unfortunately, I told Drew, the graveyard is full of people who are genius and talented and good looking. It doesn't matter. What I want to point out to you is that how big is this mammoth problem? Well, I'll tell you how big. You've had the drunk driving people here, the mad people. We have mad people on our board of directors who are helping us get into every single high school in America. There's 25,000 of them. 10,000 people die of drunk driving, making it 1/10 the problem of what this epidemic is doing. The 9/11 attack, you can toss that in. Toss in everybody who died under the age of 30 of COVID. You heard about COVID the last couple of years. Childhood cancer gets a lot of money thrown at it, and deservedly so. Everybody who died in the Vietnam War, every single soldier, totals 58,000. And global plane crashes since 2006. Add it all up, you're still come up 14,000 shy of what killed and this is close to 15, of what did last year in terms of deaths. Think of what a behemoth 900-pound gorilla fentanyl is compared to that. My basic goal to come here is to have you guys more likely to go drink gasoline than you would ever have an unprescribed pill.
Yeah, this was a very powerful message, and the kids were very, in tune with it. And, when you looked around, you saw some kids crying, wiping tears off their face. So, we think the message was, hit pretty hard to them. So it was very good.